Joining us now is Daniel Flesch. He's a former Israeli Defense Forces paratrooper. And Janatan Sayeh is an Iranian program research analyst at the Foundation of Defense of Democracy. It's great to have you both. I'll start with you, Janatan. In terms of Ruth's comments, what do you make of them? And do you think that in terms of the U.S. and their strikes, how does this affect Iran going forward?
As it was mentioned earlier, this was a great example of escalation to de-escalate, which was the prime reason and prime strategy behind this. So by being able to directly target Iran, we're talking about the 3 nuclear sites, and of course Israelis preemptively striking Iran, that was able to achieve a short-term peace, at least with the Islamic Republic, while also destroying their nuclear program, which is quite an achievement. But now the question is whether the peace between Israel and Iran is going to be long-lasting or not. However, when it comes to their nuclear program specifically, not only are we talking about destroyed centrifuges and infrastructure, their leadership has also been decapitated. People that were tasked with brainstorming and being innovative when it comes to different nuclear-related topics are also no longer in the picture. So from that perspective, it was an absolute success. But between Iran and Israel, the question remains whether another round of escalation has simply been postponed or not.
Yeah, I want to move to control room CC05, the Hegseth soundbite. I wanted to play this for you too, Janatan, because there has been a big issue with this administration and really, quite frankly, with the Pentagon as well. And the media, legacy media outlets reporting this, the assessment of damaging the Iran's nuclear program. The Secretary of Defense says legacy media is getting it all wrong. Watch this.
Every outlet has breathlessly reported on a preliminary assessment from DIA. I'm looking at it right now. Again, it was preliminary, a day and a half after the actual strike, when it admits itself in writing that it requires weeks to accumulate the necessary data to make such an assessment. It's preliminary. It points out that it's not been coordinated with the intelligence community at all.
And that it was released with low confidence. Then it was leaked, and media outlets went with it, with their sourcing, and cited it, and again hammered against what many have already called this a credible success. IDF says this, that they set back Iran, the United States military set back the nuclear program years. There's a United Nations report, by the way, that even said that there was enormous damage, as well as the DNI and the CIA on the same page, saying that they have severely damaged their nuclear facilities. But still, legacy media outlets ran with this, essentially bashing the accomplishment of the U.S. military. Why?
That would be an unfair assessment. Again, we're talking about 3 separate nuclear sites, all of which that have been destroyed. And as we mentioned, the scientists that were in charge of developing specifically weaponizations were eliminated previously by the Israelis themselves. Another way of looking at it is that the Islamic Republic itself, that continues to exaggerate its achievements, admitted specifically defeat when it comes to its nuclear program. And it said that officially, of course, our nuclear program is severely damaged, as they mentioned. However, they continue to go on with threatening the United States. So if you look at all parties involved, whether it's Israeli, American, and even the Iranian intelligence assessment confirms that Iran's nuclear program, at least for the, like you mentioned, for the upcoming few years, is not going to be able to perhaps either enrich uranium or even have any sort of operational capability until, again, we see what the Islamic Republic tries to do, whether they were, again, move forward with weaponization, or whether they, in fact, were deterred and surprised to see Israel and America take preemptive action against them.
All right. Leaving it right there, we do appreciate the time of Janatan Sayeh weighing in on this and more. Thank you, Janatan.
Thank you.